Now, of course, tonight we are in beautiful South Carolina to interview the man who wants to challenge the corrupt Biden family. Born in 1965 in North Charleston, Senator Tim Scott grew up poor in a single-parent household. His wonderful mom is here in the audience with us tonight. He nearly flunked out of school before turning his life around, graduating from high school, graduating from college, and starting a successful business, ultimately becoming one of the great senators from the great state of South Carolina, embodying the American dream in every way imaginable. But according to Democrats and the media mob and the women of The View, I love South Carolina. I do. Senator Scott is a bad person who just doesn't understand what it's like to be an African American. Take a look.
And he's one of these guys who, you know, he's like Clarence Thomas, black Republican who believes in pulling yourself by your bootstraps, rather than, to me, understanding the systemic racism that African Americans face in this country and other minorities. He doesn't get it, neither does Clarence.
Right.
And that's why they're Republicans.
Tim Scott standing there to provide the patina of diversity over that round of words, that basket full of words.
I haven't spent a lot of time studying Tim Scott's speeches. I think there is a long history of African American or other minority candidates within the Republican Party who will validate America and say everything's great and we can all make it.
Wow, nothing like a lecture to an African American man about what it's like to be black in America from a white liberal from New York, right? Now, in reality, they just don't like what Senator Scott represents. Democrats rely on the politics of victimhood, identity politics, but Tim Scott is no victim. He is a poised leader. He works hard, makes good decisions, forges his own path to success. Let's give a warm South Carolina welcome to the man that would like to be the next president of the United States, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Whoa. Whoa. He threw it over. It went over the right. We'll get you some more. Grab a seat.
Let me say this, Sean. Yeah. Let me just ask the crowd. How many of y'all are proud to be Americans? We live in the freest, fairest land on God's green earth. And we will never apologize. We will never apologize for being Americans.
Good to see you. You can keep going if you want. I'll just sit here and get paid.
Listen. I was listening. I love you, fella. I love you back there. Listen, I was listening to The View. When I went on The View and said, your comments are offensive, disgusting, and dangerous, because I want Americans to understand what I understand. We get to climb as high as we want to go, as long as we're willing to work for it. Your character, your grit, your integrity takes you high in America, as high as you're willing to go. And for folks to lecture me on being black, I think that's pretty rich for Joy Behar to lecture me for being black. Someone who gets away with wearing blackface. Can you imagine if that was a conservative?
No.
Or Republican?
No.
On the heirs of this nation?
No.
That would never last. There's a double standard in this country. And that's why we've got to start winning elections.
I agree with that, too.
We have got to start winning the elections again. And I'll tell you, I thank God that I was raised by a mama who understood that sometimes love comes at the end of a switch. And I gotta say, my mama loved me a lot. I'm getting fired up here, Sean. Sit down.
Did you use a switch on him a bunch? Oh, yeah. We get a shot of that? I want to say, yeah.
She said, child, please. Yeah, yes.
That was great. Well, great to see you.
You as well.
I guess first I got to get your reaction to the news of the day. You know, sad to say, I don't believe right now in America that we have equal justice under the law or equal application of our laws. We know that they've had this case for 4+ years. We know about that 1023 form. I'd like to know what investigation they've done. We know about all this money Hunter Biden with no experience made. We know Joe Biden bragged about leveraging $1 billion to keep his son in the money with Burisma Holdings. Nothing happened to him.
Absolutely.
I worry if we don't have equal justice, Senator.
It's dangerous. Let me just say, we all know this, that the big guy has some explaining to do, without any question. Sean, we cannot be the city on the hill if we are not first a nation of law and justice. We can't be the city on the hill. We cannot fulfill our destination, our destiny as America if we do not have the Lady of Justice wearing a blindfold. We all have to be treated equally under the eyes and the laws of our country. And when the Bidens get away with that, we need to thank God for Senator Grassley and Congressman Comer for doing their jobs. But I can tell you, if they can't finish their investigation, President Tim Scott will finish it. We're gonna, with your help, we're gonna fire Joe Biden, and then we're gonna fire Merrick Garland and fire Christopher Wray, and we're gonna restore confidence, integrity in our Department of Justice. We can't have them going after the pro-life activists with a SWAT team. You can't call parents who show up at a school board meeting domestic terrorists, and you cannot. It is unacceptable and un-American to weaponize the Department of Justice against your political opponents. It's just wrong.
We're just getting warmed up. Things are getting started. We're in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Senator Tim Scott with us for the rest of the hour. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.